So we're going to meditate on the Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's advice. The verse is the end of the Vajrakata Sutra. Can you read the English? Not chant, just read the English so everybody understands. English.
A star of visual aberration, a flame of an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such.
So the first one is the star. There's a star in daytime, but it's covered by the brightness of the sun, so you don't say star. So that. So the is not the emptiness is something you have to make it. There's no emptiness, but you have to make it by your mind. You have to make it, and otherwise there's no emptiness. It's cannot call like that. There's emptiness, but there's emptiness which exists about the whole phenomena exists in mere name. How things are, why things are empty? Because everything exists in mere name, mere level by the mind. So that's the very reality, how things are. Is this? That's extremely subtle. The action, the object, samsara, nirvana, hell, enlightenment, the everyday happiness, problems, and everything. So like that, all the rest from what is it? Extremely unbelievable, extremely subtle. But you see, so therefore, do not exist from its own side. It's empty from its own side. That exists. But for our mind, we are so hallucinated, hallucinated from not only from this morning, not only from birth, from beginningless birth. So hallucinated, so happy, so habituated. They can't do that. Never recognize the hallucination. You know, that's everything appeared to eye, including eye, action, object, and everything you see appeared to not merely labeled mind, not merely labeled by mind, not on that, but totally never came by mind. You know, nothing through the mind, nothing through the mind. It all exists from its own side. So that's the other day I explained the four schools' views. The four schools' view, what is wrong. You know, what is the negative object, the gacha. So, object to be reputed, the different philosophers of the different schools of philosophers, they different views. So, like that, you see what I mentioned. So, in our hallucination, there's all these different hallucinations. What they, you know, what is reputed in its school view, you see? So all that hallucination there, you know. So so happy, mind is so, then you see, then believe, totally trust on this without checking, totally entrusted, really, this is real true. All this is real true. So like that all the time, from beginning to birth. So it's not just for this time first, not like that. From beginning to birth. So therefore, for our mind, the absolute truth and the conversion truth is things exist in many. Things exist in many. How everything exists in many. And because of that, then empty from its own side. All this. Everything is ready. But for our mind, so obscure, so hallucinated, so not only appear, but totally believe in that. So then on the basis of that, then we suffer from beginningless rebirth. I'm now suffering in 6 realms, one after another, so numberless times. We don't have even clairvoyance to see the past. You know, yeah. I mean, I'll forget even yesterday. Sometimes I don't remember what I talked to some people or what I eat at, you know, breakfast or, you know, something. I forget, you see. So that, can you imagine? So many things forget of last year, so many things forget when you were a child. You don't remember how you came from your mother's womb. You don't remember. How many people can remember? So how many people can remember? And we do Kappan course, but now the 46 or 7. No one course. But that's one. Well, I didn't get to talk to everyone, but there was one nun. She wasn't nun coming from the mother's womb. No. With robes on, the sheep's head, come from. I mean, there happened born with the robes on, Turkey with this. There happened karma, stored karma. Things happened. Very interesting things for certain things. There is a book, unbelievable, called. What do you? The title is. This is, what do you believe or not? That actually happened in the world. Book collected all the things which you don't believe normally. So, but it happened. So there's a book called What Do You Believe or Not? Oh, a long time ago. Then all the things usually we don't believe, but it happened. All kinds of body, all kinds of this, all kinds of that, you know, that usually you don't believe. But then many things happened. So there's a book. So one Dr. Edgin, he's not the oldest Sangha, but he's not the oldest, but he quite some time ago he's been monk. Now is I think oldest you can say oldest Sangha, but among the evolution FPMT Sanghas is not oldest Sangha. No. Some passed away, some changed their life, and so he bought this book for me. I mean, also there are many things like this. Really unbelievable karma. The body, the head is so big and. Body is so small, and there's all kinds of things. People are born, unbelievable. The karma, past karma, unbelievable. India, Kashmir, shows the book, but also in the collections of things like that, picture in different countries. That happened, so it's really unbelievable. So anyway, so there happened that different karma. So that Anyway, what I was going to say, I forgot. Yeah. Under here, we all believe. We all believe. Well, because who took care of you when you were a small child? Who took care of you? The father, mother, but sometimes ex-father, sometimes ex-mother. But you never saw who gave the real body, the ex-mother. Sometimes didn't see dead or dead or something. Don't know. Thinking about ex-mother, things like that. But you see, believe, but you don't remember at all. Coming from mother's womb, how 9 months in mother's womb, you don't remember at all. But because you don't remember, how can you say, then you cannot say, oh, I wasn't born in mother's womb, I didn't come from mother's womb. How can you say that? How can you use that? Because you don't know. You don't remember, well, how can you use that as a logic? That's a totally even spider wouldn't say that. Even spider. Ants wouldn't say that. Lobsters wouldn't say that. And it's a really terrible. Because I don't remember, because I don't see, you don't really, because I don't see. There's so many shortcomings, mistakes. So many things in life you don't remember. We did, but you don't remember. From time, birthday, from 9 months in mother's womb. Then you have to say, oh, that thing happened. Then ridiculous. That's fooling yourself. So like this, the past life, the conception, the continuation of conception into mother's womb. So like that. So anyway, so past lives, the condition. So whether there's happiness in mother's womb or whether suffering, it's all dependent. Whether reincarnating or the holy being or not. If it's a holy being, there's happiness and there's less suffering. It depends on the level of the holy being. So that is free from samsara, or samsara being, but it's a holy being, or the bodhichitta. So it all depends on the level of holy beings. The incarnate lamas, also holy beings, past lives, collect a lot of benefits, so many sentient beings, and so like that you see. So when they come out, mother doesn't have pain, no pain. There's one young Rinpoche, you see the incarnation, past life as Geshe Sopa Rinpoche's teacher, and Lama is his teacher. Geshe Ngawangende in Tibet, Sarache, is one of the is very extremely learned. Both of their teacher, so he passed away, and then reincarnated to his disciple in Nepal, this Chambatle. And so he was same class as Lama in Tibet, but he changed. He has 2 wives, and they also the Chenrezig's parent. I forgot. Chenrezig's parent. Amad Nebelra. Amad Baba. So they lived in Tibet, but is kind of born in Nepal or something, I'm not sure. Something. So then they moved since Tibet, like I say, mainland China to over then came Kasure. They left over LZR. came Nepal, lived so the same was parents. So young Chenrezig had one of the younger brother, young Chenrezig, the incarnation of that great teacher. So when he was born, mother has no pain at all. So easily come out. So incarnate. So, generally, you see, there's ordinary incarnated. Then there's incarnation of those who are free from samsara, bodhisattvas or things like that. But then there's also samsara being, but not free. But there's who did a lot of prayers, who did benefit a lot to the sentient beings, who actualized path, or the not complete path, but who actualized some path, certain path, or the who benefited a lot to sentient beings and did a lot of so much benefit in the past. So they serve so much prayer to be born again to benefit or something. That's all there. So like to benefit, reincarnate to be able to benefit others. So that then there's a Buddha who showed that aspect. Like Buddha said, Simjinane Mimichi, not to wrapping the mind of the sentient beings. And he told, as I mentioned yesterday, many people to hold the Bodhisattva, then told when the Bodhisattva wondered what will happen after us in the future when the Buddha is not there, so what will happen? So you see, then wonder who will guide us. Then Buddha said, so in order to ripen the benefit of sentient beings, then I will manifest I will show birth, I will show old age, I will show sicknesses, I will show death. So the Kushinaga, we have a project to build a large medieval statue. So that's new one. We didn't have that from the beginning. So so that's the place where material Buddha will take birth. So Buddha took birth in the Lumbini. So the Krishna, where Buddha will take birth, and we have project to build that. So anyway, so that I will show birth. So they did that. So Buddha didn't have, like us, Buddha doesn't have rebirth and death, all this, and doesn't have. But to teach us, to show us, is a vulnerable to the suffering, and suffering came from the cause, true suffering, the delusion karma, and then because of that, because true suffering is a dependent arising, that's not permanent. It is not independent. Arising is not permanent. It's impermanent. So depending on cause conditions it exists. So that's why you say by depending on other cause condition, by actualizing path, then you can see, so you can remove the cause of suffering. Then that way you can remove the result of true suffering. So that and you achieve the true cessation of suffering by actualizing the true path, the ultimate wisdom directly perceiving emptiness. So like that. So to show this, and then Buddha. It's like when you teach children, then you play like children. You talk like children. You act kind of like children. You see, when the teachers, when they teach for the children, so they have to act. They talk like that. You see, to have the children all like that. So that Buddha, you see, Trishu asked for Noble Truth, Buddha, Trishu asked how the, you see, not only liberation, then there's enlightenment, cessation of all the obscurity, subtle obscurity, the completion of all the realizations, to show that that's the whole part, how you have to proceed in the actualize all that. So that you see, so as I told you, Mahayana, according to Mahayana, this Buddha achieved enlightenment eons ago, but this is an act for Asho Jigdingi Jistumba, Jigdimbe Jistumba. So, you see, act according to the ordinance and then being act, and then you see, you show the whole. Why need to practice Dharma? How to practice Dharma? What you can achieve? All that. So, this you see. So, as Buddha himself, because I said like that, I forgot. What I was talking? Yeah, okay. So, you see, yeah. I mean, for example, you see, on your backside, good front you can see spider. You see, backside, if the spider came on your backside, there's no eye on the backside. You don't have an eye on the backside. So somebody tells you, oh, there's a spider on your backside. But you don't see the spider backside. Oh, it doesn't exist because I don't see. How can you use that reason as a logic? How can you use that as a logic? You understand? There's spider, there's spider backside. He's not telling lie. Well, yeah. So, then you say, oh, I don't see it because we don't see it because that doesn't exist. That's ridiculous. Do you believe that logic? So that's the kind of normal logic in the West. So, sorry to say that. But that general people's idea is logic, 내가 저기 긴거지. That's the ordinary reincarnation. Samsara, the reincarnation, you see, due to karma. Depend to your past karma. Because at the death time, which negative karma is stronger, virtuous karma is stronger. So, so like that, you see. Higher Buddha, lower Buddha, several the lower Buddha or the kind of the dendro, border of the happy, then the border of the happy transformation being there by human beings. That means there by human beings. So, Ngendro, so border of the 110, the border of the bad transfer microgrupping. So by creating bad karma, then you're born there. By creating bad karma, then you're born in the Lord. So bad transfer microgrupping, Andrew. So so anyway, so the ordinary reincarnation, then there's a special reincarnation. Oh, there's a Buddha. Oh, there's a Buddha. Then there's also Buddha, who doesn't have that, all these things, but show aspects, show ordinance and thinking, for them to free from samsara, for them to bring to enlightenment, and how to achieve enlightenment. So then there's the bodhisattvas, Arya bodhisattvas, who are free from samsara. Then there's ordinary bodhisattva reincarnate. That's the holy beings who are special reincarnation. Special reincarnation who reincarnate. So do benefit for sentient beings. So as a plan during from past life. So that. Okay. Sorry, so I can get stuck. For some great yogis, not achieved enlightenment, but you see, being in mother's womb is like being in the mandala. You don't have this appearance of like us, so much suffering in the womb, filthy, dirty, all that, so much. But you see, there's those great holy beings like in mandala, the deities mandala, so that totally different the experience. So really amazing. So anyway, yeah. So this. So you see, you see, for our mind, because it's so habituated, so deluded, so habituated from beginningless birth in the believing the hallucination is real. Hallucination is real. Living life is totally from birth to the hallucination, and believing is real. So you see, from beginningless birth like this, because so much got used to that. So the things exist in my name. For example, we started meditation before, like yesterday, before yesterday. So when you label, for example, you see how they happen at the beginning. So you see the 5 aggregates, So then the mind will focus on that. Mind focus on that. Focus on that. Then middle level, I. You see, we went to that. Oh, so you see, like that. So is nothing. Is nothing. Except what is made input by mind. It is nothing. So, like that, actually, all the phenomena, everything is like that. What do you see here? Everything is like that. In reality, just like the eye I mentioned. Everything is like that. But you don't see that. What you see is totally different. Real everything. You understand? It's like believing the dream. It's like simple example, not to recognize the dream is dream. You understand? Not to recognize the dream is dream. When you're dreaming, you don't recognize the dream is dream. You believe it real. Oh, something. Exactly something. You understand? Do you understand? Exactly same. That is easy to understand. When you're dreaming, everything real, everything real. You see? It's not like that. It's not real, but you believe it. Then you get fear, you get attachment, then you see all the sufferings. That's creating the karma. You see, happiness and happiness and dream. You understand? That is easy, but like that, in daytime, Oh, that you should think about that. Oh, so you are self-action of everything, you see? Oh, so therefore, what phenomena are is what I explained the I from beginning, you see? Like that. Would we meditate, you see? Or like that. Nothing other than what is made impossible by mind. By the bodily mind, all the bodily bodies aggregate. You understand? That. So, but for our mind, that doesn't exist. What exists is it doesn't exist. What doesn't exist, we believe exists. You understand? All like that. What exists, you don't see. Don't realize. Mere level, because that's empty. Don't see it. So it's like the star covered by the sun, brightness sun. Understand? Oh. So there, so here, here. So this all obscuration. This because of projection, ignorance, the negative imprint, the past ignorance, projection, the real, covered. Ignorance overpowered. Project real. Everything real. Then on top of that, you believe it. Trust. You understand? Oh. So that's our major suffering. That's the basic major suffering. Without that, then you are free. Without that, you are free from suffering. Because of that's the basic suffering. You understand? So, therefore, we need to learn the essence of Buddhism, 3 principal parts, 84,000 teachings, most of teachings taught by Buddha, set up in the Lesser Vehicle and the Great Vehicle Sutra, Great Vehicle Tantra. So, Mahayana Sutra, Mahayana Tantra. And that comes into Lamdrim, integrated into by Lama Adisha in the Lamb of the Path to Enlightenment, in the Lamdrim, Great Path to Enlightenment, and that is integrated through in the 3 principal aspects of the Path to Enlightenment. The renunciation, bodhichitta, emptiness. Imagine. So emptiness, third emptiness. Wow. The heart of Buddhism. You understand? So therefore, you need to learn, they will learn, need to learn. Just whole life, meditating, I'm walking, I'm cooking, I'm sleeping, I'm walking, mindfulness on that, I'm walking. That's okay, but also I'm using example the very skillful, very robbery, they pay a lot of attention. The right time of stealing, they pay a lot of attention. Right time of stealing, and how to go through the bank, right time, how to go right. The way from the roof or wherever. Then how to get the money. Have to do exactly. You have to have a lot of awareness. Only steal money. Anything what you steal. Or you come to steal very old bond many years ago. Very old bond. So you want to steal. So anyway, that's joking. So in the West, how many years ago is very important. Even the kaka, 100 years ago kaka, 200 years, 1,000 years ago kaka, very precious. By the time, but not in the East, not in Tibet, not Tibet. So what I'm saying, sorry, what is it? Yeah. So you see, for our mind, looks doesn't exist. The middle things exist in mere name. Do you know that I exist in mere name? Your I exists in mere name. Do you not know? It's like doesn't exist. And the I is empty of, not the I is empty of I, but the I is empty of the real I. Oh, no idea. No idea. So we're believing the real I from beginningless birth. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? So you can see it. This time you got human birth. Able to hear, able to meet Buddha Dharma. Most people in the world didn't meet Buddha. Because that doesn't mean there's something wrong with Buddha Dharma. Because very few people who met Buddha Dharma. So most people don't know. So there must be something wrong with it. It was possible to think like that. No, it's not like that. You have a lot of merit. Good luck. Lot of merit. To meet Dharma. Even you hear bodhichitta, you need a lot of merit. You understand? Or maybe to hear the name bodhichitta. You understand? Like that. You have to know that. So then you come to recognize yourself. This time, so fortunate. You understand? So fortunate this time. To meet with Dharma, to hear Ram teaching, the essence of all entire Dharma. Spacious sattva to subdue the mind, control the mind, to subdue the mind. As I mentioned about meditation, meditation means the from beginningless birth, our mind has been under the control of delusion karma. I mentioned this dictatorship. I taught others. So like that, it is have been suffering without beginning, suffering from beginningless birth, suffering without beginning. Even omniscient mind cannot see that. There's no beginning. You understand? You have to think very deep. It's not just today suffering, this life, only this life suffering, no that. So therefore, need to practice Dharma, need to learn mathematics, need to learn teaching on emptiness. So important. Unbelievable important. You understand? Unbelievable importance. So it's like you open eye, you wake up, open an eye. This time, open an eye. You understand? So we're fortunate. You have to realize. We have to recognize how we're so fortunate. You understand? Then don't waste time. Then learn as much as possible from qualified teacher. Learn correct. Also, correct is one, correct, that your life is a great danger. As I mentioned to you, you destroy your 1,000, 100,000, millions, you destroy by destroying this life. Oh, wrong path. Oh, so correct is very important. So important. Sorry. I'm expressing not only through words, but also through my face. Expressing, so you can understand. So important to learn Dharma. To learn it. Then what you were able to understood the essence, try to practice. So, to abandon negative karma, to practice good karma, to virtue cause happiness. You know, sorry, I'm supposed to talk on the benefits of Chenrezig, but already reaching time to stop. Okay. Yeah. You know, we have one Gabon monk before, now not monk. His name is Tuden Sherab. He's one of the most intelligent students, Gabon monk, among the monks. Among the young monks. So you see, he learned philosophy, Gabon, for many years. Then he went to Nalanda to be translator in Nalanda, not India, France, the FPMT monastery. Real monastery, that's a real monastery. Sanghas and, you know, then they do Sojong Dekas, reviving, purifying. The vows and the yeah, and then the Gare, Yarne abiding summer church, Yarne. The people say rainy season, rainy, they all call it for rainy, but doesn't have to have, doesn't always to have rain, must have rain. No, not that. Yarne is abiding summer church. So then guy releasing from that. So that's a real functional monastery when you do that. So they do that. They've been involved for so many years. Since not only but studied philosophy, master program. I think there's master program now, and studying. Then also the basic program I've done a few times. Yeah, the real monastery. Yeah, real monastery. So he went to translate. So he is very good, and then just translate philosophical teachings. That's a very difficult translate. Then if you prepare today, what are you going to translate tomorrow? What are you going to be taught tomorrow? Then he translate today. So you know, for a long time, for 10 years, for a long time for Genchamba Tekcho, the known, is known teacher, you know, it's known teacher in the monasteries, and you know, yeah. So one of the teachers that's kind of known in the monastery. So he came to be Aboriginal teacher resident. So he translated for 10 or 11 years there, being monk. Then he, Yeah, that. Then he left. Then he changed his life. Then he went for Spain to work. So when he was in Spain, so many of his friends doing working, I don't know what work. So many of his friends. So much problem, so much worry, fear, so much problem. So many of his friends. But he says, because he says, I don't have problem. Like those people, so worry, fear, he doesn't have, because he knows Dharma. He doesn't say he practices Dharma, he doesn't practice. But he learned so much, so he knows. Just because he knows, even if he's not practicing, he knows. So that helps so much his mind. To not a problem like these people, so many worried people. Oh, he told me. Because he knows Dharma. So, all this problem doesn't have. Oh, you have to understand that. Knowing, even knowing, makes a difference to your life. You understand? Like that. And then I would say I want to say this, but anyway, sorry. So even you're not practicing, learn philosophy. Is the, for example, how Buddha's teaching is pure. Logic, the logic. You learn the logic. And then from there, how the Buddha is pure. From there, then all the logics, how Buddha is, you can learn Buddha. All the logics, not blind faith, but all the logics, how you can learn Buddha. So there's so much, you see. So much logic, not blind faith, so much logics. Okay, so so therefore, you see, even not practicing, just learning Buddhism, it gives you wisdom, develop wisdom. Then you can judge what is right, what is wrong from your wisdom. Because you develop wisdom, so you can judge what is right, what is wrong. Otherwise in the world, what do you judge right, wrong? The right is you got wrong, or the wrong is then you can think we believe right. You understand? Oh, in the world it is. In the world. You understand? You believe like that. What is right? Wrong? Completely wrong. What is wrong, then you're completely right. It becomes like that in the world. Buddhism, by learning Buddhism, even don't practice, you develop wisdom, then you can see what is right. That what is right, you can recognize right. What is wrong, you can recognize wrong. And then you cannot be cheated. Then you don't get cheated by others. You can guide yourself with your wisdom. Your wisdom is like the guru. You understand? Let's see. Rajguru, not wrong guru, Rajguru. So, you understand? But I want to tell you this, but you see, what exists, you don't know, and it's like doesn't exist. And then what doesn't exist, everything is completely false. Then you think 100% right, 100% exists. Totally opposite. You understand? The false life is true, and then which is true, and don't know. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. So and there, cause what that's not that. Yeah. Sanje Chotan, Soje, Chanamala, Sanje, Sanje, the purpose of my life is not just to achieve happiness for myself, temporal, ultimate, not just that, myself. The purpose of my life is to benefit others, to free the numberless sentient beings, free from oceans of some kind of suffering, and bring them to the peerless happiness, the total cessation of obscuration, completion of realization. In Tibetan word Sangye, so there's Sangye, so Tibetan word Sangye, and then cessation of obscuration, gross subtle, Sang, then all the wrong concept. Then Ge, and then total complete realization. Ge. Then nothing more developed. It's complete all the development, you see. Sangye, so Buddhahood in Sanskrit, so then. Oh, then to do that, then yourself need to be enlightened. Should achieve state of omniscience. Then for that reason, then yeah, there listen teaching there, so yeah. Yeah, the benefits, unbelievable, limitless benefits of the Chenrezig, the mantra, so to just auspicious to go through some. So anyway, first rough, the rough introduction is that now the I don't know, I think I might have told it some time ago also. So the MANI PADME HUM, the Kasure, Kasure, it's called 6 syllable, not MANI PADME HUM Shi, the 7 syllable, not that. He's only said many times he said, not 7. MANI PADME HUM Shi, no. Shi is the Genesis, the 6 syllable of the Genesis holy mind, Shi. So you don't recite MANI PADME HUM Shi, no. MANI PADME HUM, 6 syllable. It's, that's what normal thing to understand. Yeah, when the mantra come out, there's Chenrezig received, Chenrezig then teach. MANI PADME HUM, not Shi. You have to understand. So the just or beginning rough, then that is the cause of concerning purification. That is the incredible it's like a how to say? I don't know how to say. It's in a bomb or intricate weapons. That's the most powerful. So the purify, here is to purify the defilement, negative karma, collected from beginningless rebirth. Collected from beginningless rebirth. It's really unbelievable, most powerful. Then collecting extensive merits, unbelievable. So it will come. Extensive merits, most excellent. Then, then you see that helps to exercise path to enlightenment. That helps. So, and particular, then particular function is to generate compassion to every sentient being, to numberless sentient being. Not only hell, hungry birds, animals, not only poor people, not only sick people, not only poor people. This, all the numberless universe, so there are numberless human beings. Like this world, we are in southern continent. Then there's eastern continent, northern continent, like that. Eastern continent, we are in the southern continent, so regards human beings. Then even there are numberless others. There are numberless universe. So there are numberless human beings. So the compassion, not only poor, but compassion for the materialistic, wealthy people. Not only materially poor, not only that, but also wealthy people. Compassion for every human being, every obscure suffering, experiencing suffering, samsara, the suffering, pain, then as I mentioned, suffering, rebirth, sickness, old age, and death. Then not only that, experiencing suffering of there's even devils, you see, now the human beings, then the devils, who have unbelievable, 1,000 times than the rigid human being, 1,000 times. I mean, so much wealth and so much sense pleasure, so compassion to them. Asuras. So all those, you see, experiencing suffering change, all the samsara pleasure, that which do not last, which you can't continue like Dharma happens, you can't develop like Dharma happens. So because nature is suffering, so you can't do that. So all the samsara pleasure, they get eating delicious food and then music and all other things, and then sleep and all the food, clothing, and all the things in this and then sex, then whatever, the whole different people have different what they like, and the pleasure, samsara pleasure, all that, all kinds of things. So not only human beings, devils, what they do, all the pleasure. Then you see, then those natural suffering. So you have compassion to them. Then not only that, even all the desire being. So the desire, the sixth sense objects. Not only that, in the form realm, by achieving samatha, which is 9 levels, and then kama abiding, then through that you achieve the form realm, which has 4 levels of firm contemplation, the 7 categories. So so all those inner happiness is through the meditation. So even those, but they're all suffering. They all have not suffering pain. They don't have, but they have a suffering of change. The form realm has suffering of change. No, don't have suffering pain, like desire, like us, but the suffering of change. Then compassion to them. You understand? So, well, I'll tell that. Compassion even for them. You understand? Like that. Then you see, then after that, formless realm. So, formless. Sorry. MANI PADME HUM gave this juice. It meant condition for drink juice. He said this is what he sell in the restaurant in France. Is it right?
Yes.
correct introduction? Is it correct introduction?
Yes, you say it's possible.
No. You sell this in your restaurant.
Yes.
Okay.
Because last time in a restaurant, you take this juice and you drink half, and after payment, you drink all. And I say you like half. It's good juice. It's Granada, no chini, no anything, and it's good for all.
So you're allowed to only drink half.
Yes.
This is a very inspiring juice. You feel like to dance. I love to have. So formless real do not have suffering but change. Yes, suffering will change. Formless realm do not have suffering and change. But it has a third suffering. Third suffering, pervasive compounding suffering. Third suffering, so it has. That's why suffering, through suffering. Experience third suffering. So if you don't, this details, if you don't know, then you see, then you form resident, then you can't feel, you don't feel compassion to them, to those sentiments. So they don't have a suffering pain like we have, don't have. So then you don't know, if you don't know them, you don't learn them, you don't know them, then you see that they have a different suffering. Suffering even don't have a suffering pain, but suffering change. And formless dream has the Chapa to Shiki to in Tibetan language, pervasive compounding suffering. It has this. So, if you don't know, so then you don't generate compassion to them. They're left out from your compassion. If you don't know them, those beings, and their suffering, you don't know, then you see, you have no compassion for them. You see what I'm saying? The great compassion is not only compassion to every single sentient being, helping hungry, every single human being, every single form realms, every single formless realm sentient being. Compassion. But not only that, you wish them free from samsara and the cause of samsara. So, not only that, but you want yourself take responsibility on you. I want to free them from oceans of samsara suffering. I want you. See, you take responsibility on yourself, not just only wishing, and then you relax. You like taking drug, the cause of the LSD or datura or only wishing. No, not like that. Not like that. Sorry, not like that. I don't know here anybody taking LSD or datura or anything of those. In the past, many people, but now I don't know. And the Gabon, you see, Gabon, all time there was hippies, they from the West, from all different countries coming to the Gabon, to Nepal. So during hippie explosion of hippie in Nepal, that wherever you go in Kathmandu, whichever side you go, you meet Western people, all dusted, taking drugs, so much. Everywhere you go, you meet Western people, they're all dusted, like that. Wherever you go, they're all over. So it's only the explosion of hippies. That time, many years ago. Times when I arrived in Nepal from Pakistan, those times. Then a student, then we were Gabon, in the house built by the king for his astrology guru. It's a British style house. So, so we stayed many years in that. So there, I don't know, one time a student offered LSD. They left at the altar. Didn't take. Lama didn't take. We left at the altar. I think with the bread, LSD with the bread. With the cut of bread, not toasted, but yeah. So then later, I think given to somebody. I'm not sure. So, anyway, so yeah. So the formless realm, you have to know how their suffering is. They are, you see, their body, they don't have physical body, formless, so mind, only what their mind. They don't have the kature, gross body, but they have the subtle wind. Subtle wind there, because mind, so basis of mind is subtle wind. So at the end of the control, delusion karma is not free from delusion karma. It's under the control of delusion karma. So this pervaded by suffering. It's a nature of suffering. You understand what his own often said? Like that. Then other things, the aggregates, not the body. The mental, you see, they have the rest of the aggregates. So the rest of the aggregates. So the contaminated the seed of delusion karma. Contaminated seed of delusion karma. Oh, so because of that. And then the mind is the nature of suffering. You see, you have to understand. The mind is the nature of suffering. Because we're pervaded by suffering. So from that seed, then as a mid condition, then rises delusion again. Delusion rises from that, and as well as suffering rises from that. So compounding, that's, you see, pervasive compounding. So that, so they are, that you see, that happened due to the cause, delusion karma. So the aggregate is caused by delusion karma. So when the duration, the karma, how long to be there, when the karma finishes, then again they get reborn. When the karma is finished to be there, they get reborn in the hell, hunger gods, or animal, human being, or devas, desire realm, they get reborn. So we have been reborn numberless times, form realm through meditation, through the karma abiding meditation. Through that we've been born form realm numberless times. Numberless times. Not only that, form, even you got bored of inner happiness derived through meditation. You got bored. They need different feeling. But formless, they are infinite, limitless sky, limitless consciousness, then nothingness. Nothingness. So Dabje Song Rinpoche said during the teaching, so you meditate, you're supposed to meditate mindfulness, but meditate nothing exists. Like Zen. So what I heard, nothing exists. I don't exist, action, object, nothing exists. So anyway, so you see, then Rinpoche said meditating like that, then it causes to be born animal, but it causes the other only good things to the higher realm, this formless realm, nothingness. There you get born. So one good thing. Normally the animal realm. So that Dabje Song said that he was like those ancient Pandit, Nagarjuna, Asanga, all this Chenrezig is like that. See, unbelievable. So like that. We have been formless realm numberless times in the past. Okay? So, that's nothing we don't remember, so that's nothing new. So we have to be free from not only suffering of pain, but also we should be free from suffering of change. Not only that, we should be free from pervasive compounding suffering. We need to be free from that. You understand? That you have to know that. Even the essence, you have to know that. Otherwise your compassion is only, poor people, sick people, nothing. All the people who are well, your compassion. Maybe jealous mind or whatever you say. It's very, almost nothing compassion, very limited. Then, that's what like that. So you see, learning about 6 realms and their suffering, so important. Understand? Then you can develop compassion, not on desire, but the form realm. They who don't have attachment to 6 5 sense objects. Yeah, sorry. Derive the happiness through the meditation. And then, so the suffering change. Then you can, by knowing the suffering, then you can develop compassion. Then, formless realm, as I mentioned. So I didn't mention the last one. Tip of the samsara, that's the number 4th. So realizing they are not free from the pervasive compound suffering, so you can develop compassion. So your compassion will cover all sentient beings. You understand? Covered all the samsaric beings. Like that. Otherwise not. Then you see, then you wish them, then you want, then you can take responsibility on you, because as I talked last night, the kindness, you understand all that? So you take responsibility on you. Even though number of the Bodhisattvas helping them, but you want to take full responsibility on you, free them from ocean, something, bring to peerless happiness, the kind of total cessation, obstacles, completion, realization, sangye, you bring them there by yourself. Then and then therefore you need to be achieve state of omniscience. You need to be enlightened. Then the bodhichitta then comes, you see. Like that, so the beginning path to draw the mind path to enlightenment. You understand? Similar, hungry ghosts, hell beings, animals. Hell beings, as much as I understand that unbelievable suffering, it's the hot hell beings, then the cold cold hell beings. So as much as this unbelievable there were even 1 second suffering in the hell, in any of the hell, it will manifest in form. It's like almost like as well as sky or unbelievable. So then you see, then if you know, then you can develop compassion. Otherwise, you never hear hell, you never think of hell, then you never develop compassion. You have no compassion on the hell, because you never think of hell. So that's the limit. Then you limit the develop compassion for the hell. Not only renunciation, but develop. It stops develop compassion on the hellings. That's most suffering. Then it stops you to benefit for them, free them from suffering. Freedom from suffering. It blocks that. You don't have that. Compassion to freedom from suffering. You don't have it. Then samsara, then bring the enlightenment. You don't have it. So like that. So it's not a good idea. It's people want to only hear happy things. People want to hear only happy things. They don't want to hear suffering. So because I'm sure maybe in the West hearing suffering so much, I don't know, but so then when you come for meditation or when you come for meditation in the East, then you only want happiness, you only want suffering. I'm not sure, but So or only. Even library meditation, you want only bodhichitta. Forget about renunciation. The basis of bodhichitta, your own suffering samsara, or to get a realize natural suffering, your own experience, the system suffering, your own system, and then to get renunciation. So you never think of that. You don't like. And then you never think of that, no renunciation. To that, then your compassion to others, very casual. I would have to say, not real, I have to say, I don't know how to say. This is It's like put tsamba on the river, some tsamba you throw, then only on top, nothing goes inside.
Shallow?
Huh?
Shallow?
Shallow, that's right. Thank you. That's good. Shallow, your compassion, only some beings, and very shallow. That, you see. Then you don't see others suffering. Yeah, you don't see the others suffering or samsara. Then your compassion is very shallow, really nothing. And the bodhichitta nothing. You understand? Then while you have received this most precious image, but that you can develop all this, and then then waste. You totally waste this. You totally waste this image, but this most precious image, but you can accomplish all this. In every, not only every day, not only this life, not only this life, but every day, every hour, every minute, every second, you can achieve happiness of stop lower realm. You can achieve the happiness of upper realm, Deva human, pure land. Then after that, even in each second, you can create the cause to be free from samsara, to achieve nirvana. Not only that, even each second, you can create the cause. By generating bodhichitta, you achieve enlightenment. You create the cause of enlightenment. Not only every day, every hour, every minute, even second. By generating bodhichitta, you create the cause of achieving enlightenment. Four sentient being. So you don't do that. Then you don't do that. You waste your most precious in life. That way you can do everything. And you see this, sorry, I'm supposed to speak this. Didn't happen, sorry. So you see, this world, southern world, this southern world where we are, is this the northeastern world, not northern world, northern, where tantra, where Buddha's, not Hindu tantra, Buddha teaching tantra exists in this world. Existing is only this world, only this southern continent. Only this southern continent. So therefore, in this southern continent, you see, if you can meet Buddha's tantra teaching, so you can achieve enlightenment in this world. So therefore, you have opportunity to achieve enlightenment in this world, not other world, this world. This southern continent where we are, the tantra teaching exists now. So, you see, by meeting tantra teaching, you can achieve enlightenment in this world. So therefore, this human life that we have found in this world, so precious. You understand? Unbelievable precious. So like that. So for the time being, yes, this, the sun is crossing the mountain, becoming nighttime. It's like that. The Buddha Dharma, now this end of the time, the sun is about to cross the mountain. Like that, Buddha Dharma is about to end. In this world, Buddha Dharma is about to end. So we just catched before ending, so like that. So that's experienced gurus, experienced path, gurus existing. I mean, the teachers experienced in the path, tantra path, existing. You can receive teachings, Of course, that doesn't advertising myself. No, not at all. Just Mickey Mouse. Nothing. There's no Dharma. So I'm saying in the world, in this world, the great teachers who had actualized Tantra path. So the possible to meet intrusive teachings, to learn Tantra path. You understand? Like that. So, but then Tantra is based on again each realization of Tantra, practice Tantra on the basis of renunciation, bodhichitta, emptiness. Without the lamrim, then Tantra, without lamrim, that Tantra practice doesn't become cause of enlightenment, doesn't become cause of free from samsara, and then there's danger. You practice, you recite mantra, think deity, visualize yourself deity, but there's a danger to reborn lower realm without lamrim, renunciation, bodhichitta, emptiness. Without, then you get born in hell, you get born in the preta, you get born in the animal things. That's danger. So that happened. I think I must have told you in the early times, but so example like that, two meditators, two monk meditators, who did the Yamantaka most wrathful aspect of Manjushri, retreat, 3-year retreat, and then one monk died. So then you see one monk died and during the retreat, and he was born as a preta. They were doing the 3-year Yamantaka retreat. The Yamantaka is the most wrathful of the Manjushri, embodiment of all the Buddhist wisdom. What do you see? So the other monk who didn't die, he was drawing sur in the evening time, giving similar food to the spirits, to the intermediate state beings, you see, who has to bound and rebirth. So then the monk asked, "Who are you?" Because he looked like the deity with the many heads, many arms, many legs, looked similar to the kind of the Yamantaka, you see. So asked him, "Who are you?" Then, I was the monk who was with you before meditating. He said. Then, yeah, so that whole was born in the, because I think basically they didn't know how to practice Tantra. And they didn't practice Tantra. Even though they recited a lot of mantra and they visualized it, but they didn't know how to practice Tantra because they didn't practice renunciation, bodhichitta, emptiness. Also because of that. So he was born in preta. So you have to understand. So generally, without renunciation, so then renunciation even this life, then you see you get reborn in the lower realms by practicing Tantra. So that doesn't really become practice Tantra, recite mantra, visualize, but you see, then like that. So without so even without, so then without renunciation of samsara, your future life samsara, then then you also born in samsara. You never become free from samsara, you see. Also, even practice Tantra. So without bodhichitta, then your practice of Tantra never become cause of enlightenment. Then without the emptiness, without even practice Tantra without emptiness, then your practice of Tantra never become antidote to samsara, never become antidote and then it becomes cause of samsara. Never become underdog to samsara. Never become underdog to ignorance. To cut the ignorance. Never become underdog to that. This only becomes the cause of development. So like that, you see, without understanding emptiness. So like that, you see. So, yeah. Oh. All right. So anyway, so you see, reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, one particular thing is develop compassion to every sentient being. So you see, so that helps to achieve enlightenment. If you generate compassion, then it causes to achieve enlightenment. If you don't generate compassion, no enlightenment. You understand? Wow. So that it brings to achieve the Buddhahood. Then particular function of Mani Padme is this power. And then this the easy way. Then you see recite Om Mani Padme Hum and doing 2 days retreat. 2 days, only 2 days retreat. And then the Chenrezig retreat, only 2 days. That is such a easiest way to purify all the defilements, easiest way to collect the extent, easiest way to achieve enlightenment, and the easiest way to easiest way, even I say, when you die, to be born in Pure Land, to be born in blissful realm, Amitabha Buddha's blissful realm, easiest way. Then you never get reborn Lord again, at all. So then after next life, then you're born there, then after next life you become enlightened. This, then maybe I'll stop here. So it's unbelievable. So this just a general idea. Okay, like that. Okay, so we stop here for dinner. Okay? Geva de tendan do agon la gan. Java just all dan da de me no. Janjo Sanjo Rinpoche Ma Kewa Diye Nyuda Dharma Tenzin Jasora 진짜.